Hey team, Color here from Core MMA. So today we're just going to look at some planes of movement for your basic punching. So it's really kind of like kickboxing fundamentals, but at a really advanced level. Alright. So once we've got our stance sorted, we've got our guard up nice and high. Most of you probably know that our two first straight punches are our jab and our cross. Alright. Now the goal with our jab and our cross is to keep our center line dead still and have our shoulders rotate around our spine and transfer that rotation into a forward movement with our two punches. Right? So what we want to try and avoid with our jab and our cross is a press in the shoulder. So we're not pressing forward on the punches, we're rotating around the center. Our hips turn and our shoulders turn as well. All right? So try and keep your head smack in the middle as you guys throw those two shots. Make sure the other hand comes back to your head. Alright, so the next punch we were going to look at was the hook punch. Alright, hook punch, similar concept. I'm rotating around the spine using my hips and my shoulders to generate the power. Alright, guard up nice and high, and as I rotate, my punch is coming across nice and horizontal, rotating around my spine for maximum power. Now you guys can do this either palm down or palm towards you. It's mostly personal preference. I personally like to go palm down if I'm punching slightly further forward, punching slightly further forward, and I like to go palm towards me when I'm punching a little bit closer. But like I said, personal preference, pick the one that's best for you. The key thing on our hook is making sure that as we pull across that range of movement, that we still rotate around the center. We're not slugging our spine side to side, right? I'm also not driving upwards on the hook punch. I want to make sure that the rotation comes around my spine and that the punch comes through at the head level. If I start from dropping my hand and swinging upwards, it's going to collect their guard, right, or their shoulder before it gets to their head. You're going to end up collecting the body on the way up. So we need to make sure that we lift it up nice and high as we pull through, so that we clear the shoulder coming in behind the guard. All right? So our hook punch here. The lead foot is going to turn for that lead hook, allowing my hip and my shoulder to rotate around where my center line is. Here. Alright, putting my maximum body weight into that hook. Okay. The one other thing with the hook is we don't want, unless it's on purpose, but for the basic planes of movement, we don't want to have any level changing in there. Alright, so I'm not coming up on my hook. Let's start here, rotate through. Alright, so the trickiest one of the set that we're going to cover on the planes of movement is the body rip. Alright, so the body rip is kind of similar to the hook in that it rotates around the spine and it's a rotational punch, not a straight punch, right? But what makes it a little bit different is that I'm going to hit the body rip by changing my level and I'm pitching forward from the hips. So notice here, I'm coming down and forward. I want my spine and my leg to kind of continue down on that plane so that my rotation is coming around my spine on this angle here. But I'm still keeping my head relatively straight, my spine relatively in place as I hit that body rip. All right? So I'm not pulling away and shifting off axis. I'm leaning over that lead leg a little bit and I'm rotating around that lead leg for the body rip. That's what makes the body rip the most advanced of those shots. It's a little tricky one to get. So I'm not waving in here, which is a little tendency for everyone to shift all the weight to the back leg. I'm leaning over the lead leg and I'm rotating around that leg for that body rip. All right. Once you guys have a handle on those punches, so we had our jab and our cross, our hooks, and our body rips, then you can start to put them together in combinations. Just keeping in mind that for each of those, you still need to be hitting the correct planes when you put them together. Right? So if I was down for my body rip, my hook punch doesn't start from here. I need to, in the process, correct the plane as I throw the punch. Right? If I was down my body rip and I was going to throw the cross, I'll pull the leg in and recorrect my posture slightly. Once I do that, I can throw the punch forward from that hand. Alright? So, body rip, cross. Alright? Again, watch the plane change. I was pitched forward, rotating around the center for the body rip, and then I straighten up and change the plane to be driving forward from the shoulder. Alright? So, planes of movement, really important for transferring force for the hardest punch that we can deliver.